today we're going to look at something I've been waiting for quite some time. In the US you guys have got Quadbox and you've got Drone Drop. There isn't really anything in Europe that works. If you try and look at getting Quadbox in the UK, it'll cost you about £100, which is a lot of money for the parts that you get in it. But now, Drone Bits have started doing a mystery box, a monthly mystery box that's available throughout the UK and also will ship in to Europe. It's £35 on a monthly subscription, but you can buy a one-off larger box for about £70. And this is the first one they've done, so I am looking forward to opening it up. Just for reference, I'm going to go through this box and I'm going to look at three main factors. One is value for money, so for every pound you've spent on the box, what value of things you've got for that. I'm going to be looking at the usefulness of the stuff in that box. So if I consider things to be really useful for me, it's very subjective to my perception of what those things are, that I will give them a better rating. I think that'll probably be out of 10 for each item than the average across the lot. And also their coolness, because I came to the conclusion there's probably something that's important in there. Now, value for money is probably the main one, because that's actually something that everyone can compare to, and the other factors are more based around my personal perception. So I'm going to go through this box and see what's in there, and hopefully enjoy joining me on that adventure. Now, just for reference, I've actually paid for this box, so I'm not doing this as any sort of paid endorsement or anything like that. I am doing this with my own money and my own level of interest, so you'll get to see my general reaction of what I'm actually getting here. So, in the box we have some 50C Cyclone props. They're the black ones. Not bad. So how many sets of props we got? And we also have some 5044 props, bullnose props. So they're not cyclones. We've got two sets of those. What else we got? We have some TBS UNIFY Pro Nano. That's really useful. That's probably your best bit in the pack. So let's see what's in here. Well, they are really tiny. And you have to solder those on. Okay, that's really good. That's pretty good value. I've been looking at getting one of these for a micro build that I've been thinking about doing. So in there you get your wires, you get the UNIFY Pro. Yeah, that's a good little thing to be in the box. You get a Drone Bits discount code. You can see those. You get a the guys at Let's Drone Out. So those of you who don't know, Let's Drone Out is the is an online podcast with Jay and Tony and NJ and various other people. So yeah, they're good guys. If you haven't checked those out, check them out. They're every Thursday at 8 o'clock. So that's quite good. Good podcast to join in on. Some standoffs. So that's pretty good. Useful to have. The thing that everyone has in their toolkit, an absolute load of straps, what are they called? Zip ties. Engage your brain, Paul, it's a long day. So that's quite useful. Good bit of kit there. Useful to go in your kit bag. XT60, always useful. And there's another one. Oh, so two XT60s of different gauges. Okay, that's nice, useful. I needed a few spare ones of these, so that's handy in there. Battery strap, always good, useful as well. Some little LEDs, just 5-volt powered USBs, LEDs, I think those are. So yeah, I'll power those up and see what they're like. A Menace sticker and a Menace patch antenna. Now I already have one of these. These are really good. I only replaced these recently with a triple feed patch antenna because I quite like the fact that I can switch between left and right polarized. But these are really good quality, and they are for the price they're normally pretty good. And then some standoffs, little red standoffs, and some various nuts and bolts and bits and pieces. So there you go. So there we go. So let's look at what we've got here. Right, so so let's set some ground rules before we start. A 10 is a really useful item, a 1 is a not. What I've also done is set some general rules of things that I want to apply. So stickers are always going to be a 7 because I know people like them. They're not for me. I'm not that bothered by them. They're not useful to me, but I'm going to give them a 7 because I don't want to discount them because some people like them. So I'm going to give that a 7 in general, whatever pack I'm reviewing. I also want to say that the coolness and usefulness are totally subjective to where I am at today. I try and be general in terms of what they are, but for me, certain things will be useful at certain times, but I'm trying to say these things are useful. They are useful to have in your kit bag, and they are useful things to have. The prices that I'm using are the first few prices that I can find around in UK-based hobby stores. So I've used, not necessarily DroneBit, but I've used other ones to give me the prices. Where I can't find them there, I am then using Amazon. Where I obviously use Amazon or something like that, I'm then using an importer like Banggood. So I'm trying to give a reasonably fair price, and where I have to estimate, they are normally estimates reasonably within a couple of pence. So that's the general rules that I've been looking at. So let's talk through this particular box. Right, so now we've set some ground rules. Let's just talk about what's in the box at a high level. So the standout item has to be the UNIFY Pro Nano. That is a fantastic item. I mean, they're like £22 each, £23 each. They are really useful. I'm going to do a little review of those once I've got some time after this. That's really standout. And obviously you've got the Menace patch antenna, which are top drawer antennas. They're really, really good stuff. You can't go wrong with the Dowell Cyclone props. 50/50s I use. They are nice props. No problems there. The 50/44s are not so much, not my bag, but spare props are always spare props and they're always useful. I'll try them, see what they do. The other bits and pieces, there's a lot of useful oddities, little things that are just handy to have. I wouldn't necessarily buy the little LED lights, but I probably will use them for something. I wouldn't buy them, but they're handy. They're pretty cool. I'll see what they can do. And all things like the XT60s and those sorts of things, they're all really, really handy little things that you will just need at some point. You wouldn't necessarily buy them, but they're just things that you would need. So if we talk about the box as a whole, the whole box kind of sums up to around £60 worth of goods, which is nearly double the price you've paid for the box. So that's value for money wise. This is really, really good. So every pound you've spent, you get £1.70 worth of product effectively. So that's a pretty good place to be. From a usefulness and coolness perspective, I would rather the box I get be more useful than cool, so I'm happy that we've got quite a lot of useful items, useful things that I would use. I've tried to be fair by where things I've said they're like stickers, I've tried to make sure they're not counted in the overall thing because it would down the whole lot, so I'm trying to be fair. And coolness, yeah, it's a little bit low on coolness. But I'm okay with that. Now, my general impressions, I really like the box. It's really good stuff in there. Probably only criticisms I have is the user experience of opening the box. It wasn't quite as, it didn't look as pretty as the ones they've got in the US, but they're bigger, and this is the first box, so I'm fine with that. The other thing is there's some things like, the other boxes you tend to get things like t-shirts and things like that, and yeah, I'd like to have a Team Black Sheep t-shirt or that sort of stuff. I mean, we all like to nerd out in our sort of gear, and I haven't got any of that at this moment in time. So it'd be nice to have a t-shirt, but there might be one next month. So I'll probably be bitching about something not being quite right next month. But I think as a first box, it's a really good box. I'm really supportive of this process because the UK needs this. Our community hasn't got something like this, and it's nice to have this sort of thing. And trying to get from the US is pointless because it's going to cost you like more money than like buying a whole new quad. So overall, really happy with it. I think it's a really good start to this product, and I hope you guys are subscribed. I'm going to put some details in the below so you can sign up and you can support this. I'd like to hear your comments, and I will continue to do these month on month, hopefully, if you enjoy it. Anyway, thanks very much for your time, and I'll see you all next time.